Hello, hi. Welcome back to Pot of Work, Real Talk for Real Growth. I'm your host, Chelsea SK, and today I'm with.
My name is Kim.
Okay.
That's about it.
And today's topic is the power of saying no, right? So I know that me and myself, I struggle to say no to people at my grown age, and I know that so many of you out there probably also struggle with the exact same thing. Um, I've been told that with men it's different for some reason. Men don't struggle to say no. Kim?
I don't think that's true at all, actually, because saying no, um, is I think we need to start off by saying it is a difficult thing to say because it is. In a world where you're trying to push positivity, it's hard to give a negative response.
It really is, right? And I think there's so many factors that actually go into okay, how do I explain it? Behind your no, there's so many factors to it, right? I know that for one, as a woman, we're taught to saying no is so difficult. You never want to disappoint. That's how like we're raised. You never want to disappoint the opposite gender or someone in share because women is just expected to say yes, right? Which is why I'm like maybe for men it's a bit different because men are the ones who usually have demands. I mean, not demands, but Nyashuva. I don't want to say it directly, but
Yeah.
yeah. So another thing would be growing up. I'll make an example of myself, right? This is nothing to do with just a gender thing. It's growing up, you're expected to have a certain level of humanity. And people perceive no as you're so heartless, right? And I think that's something that should change. Me saying no is for so many reasons, right? It's to protect myself, to my mental health is in hell. No, I'm gonna say yes to I can't. Right. So yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
I think in terms of like growing up, I think we were raised to be agreeable, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So we're taught that saying yes doesn't necessarily mean you allow everything, but it's a means to fit in, a means to be an agreeable person.
Yes.
But the problem is then, even when they raise you that way, they don't tell you that there is or where the boundary is for that.
That's the problem. That's the issue. There's no boundary. It
Just yes.
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 You just want to say yes.
Your whole life is a yes there.
It's a yeah, and then you just become a people pleaser. And in most cases, people pleasers, it never works out for them. Right.
Yeah.
You're just ready to always say yes when you should be selfish with yourself. But like I can think of a story where I fully said, I was selfish with myself. I looked at this person and I said, yes, I am selfish with myself because I was born alone and I'm gonna die alone. And I live by that fully. But I was made to feel really bad, right, for saying no. And that comes with so many problems because even in cases where you're supposed to say no, you can't anymore. Like in I if somebody makes me uncomfortable, right? I find it very difficult to make a scene or, no, to say no. Because if I say no, then I'm making the scene. So I don't know. The power of saying no is a difficult thing for a lot of people. Um, Can you say you also struggle like with saying no? Right.
I struggle. I'll be honest. I don't think I struggle necessarily with saying no. I struggle with evaluating the cost of saying yes.
What do you mean?
Right. So I think the another big issue that comes with like saying no or the concept of saying no is a lot of the times we say yes, we don't know how much it costs us to say yes. Right. So it becomes a scenario now where you've said yes and you in your mind have moved past the yes that you've said, but you're still gonna pay for that yes later. Right. In a sense, so I'll make an example with you're studying for an exam, as people do, or you've got a job interview tomorrow. And your friends call you, they're like, oh, dude, we're out. It's 9 p.m. Dude, we're out over here. at Bosa, shout out to Bosa, having a great time. Like we're having like a few pints.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to come join us? Like we're thinking of going home at like 12, 1 a.m., right?
Mm-hmm.
And you love your friends. They're great people. They're successful people. They do well for themselves. They motivate you as well. And you want to be there with them and have this fun with them.
Yes.
But you've got this thing tomorrow. You've got your exam tomorrow. You've got this job interview tomorrow. This is big. If you say yes now, right, because you love them and you care about them, you're not sure how much this is going to cost you tomorrow. You don't know what kind of emotional, physical, and mental strain it'll take away from you.
Okay.
And you don't know if your results would be different if you hadn't said yes. So it's again like a cost evaluation thing.
There's that. I hear that. Sometimes you don't consider, like, I'm somebody who's very. I'm always willing to listen. Right. I take on people's problems like they're my own, which of course is an issue. That's something I also need to work on. But like, I always want to be there, right? Even if it costs me my own mental health, right? So I remember a few years ago, I had a friend, and I went to her to vent, and the first thing she said was, "I'm so sorry you're going through this. I do not have the mental capacity or the emotional capacity to take on whatever this is or to help you." Right. And to me, I felt very rejected. I don't know. I felt like she didn't care. And then over the years, I realized that it's so important to actually do that because I'm going to take on your problems, right? And then I'm forgetting that I still have my problems. And it weighs me down. It takes such a toll on me that it's not my problem, but I'm depressed. I'm stressed. I'm losing weight over it, right? So I, for one, as well, am somebody who needs to learn how to say no, right? And I also think people just, here's another thing, people know is a full sentence. The problem is some of us don't want to make up excuses, right? And when you say no, now you must come up with an excuse. In reality, you don't, because no is a full sentence, right?
Mm.
So I don't know. I don't know how we could. Do you think there are better ways to ask people, well, to tell people how to say, like, to say no without explaining?
I don't think there's a better way to say no than no. I know there are worse ways to say
Look on the street, the full stop, no.
because I think there are worse ways to say no, right? So you could say, I'll make an example. If you're like, oh, can you do this for me? And I said never. That's worse than no. That's definitely
So is
worse
it?
than no.
Never.
Or oh, can you please? Oh, are you able to do this? I don't want to. That I don't want to shouldn't feel as bad as it sounds.
I feel like that's honest.
It's honest, but it sounds so harsh.
Yeah, it's very harsh.
Yeah.
It is so hard. I know my heart would be broken if I.
Oh my goodness.
You. Right. Let me get into it. Another reason I cannot say no is because um I can't take the no myself. Right. So I put myself in the other person's shoes. I'm not saying I'm a spoiled brat. No, no, no. Don't get me wrong. But does my father struggle to say no to me? Yes. So I can't accept a no from other people, which is a terrible thing. Right. And it's okay to admit it. It's a terrible thing. I need to work on it myself. But that's another thing that makes it so hard for me to say no to other people because I'm like, yo, rejection is so painful. And in reality, I think most people should get used to rejection. Like, but that's a whole nother topic about how men can't take rejection.
Funnily enough, that's actually like where I was gonna go with that. Is I don't think people need to find better ways to say no. I think people need to find better ways to take no.
Actually,
Yeah.
right.
Because if you're like, oh, can you do this for me? And I say I don't want to, you could literally take it as, oh, they can't be asked, hey?
Yeah, they don't care.
Because I'm the type of person who, when I say no, I usually follow up with, I really just can't be asked.
Okay.
And that's my excuse, like in the sense that I really don't have the energy for this.
Okay.
Like, and if we got more comfortable with the idea that people can be too exhausted to expand, to this and that, to actually do the thing you want them to do, they're not going far.
Yeah. But then now, my next question is if you're somebody who has been a people pleaser for the longest time ever, how do you now when you want to start setting the boundaries, where do you start? Because now Villa, the people are shocked. You said no. How could you say no? You always saying yes. Like, how do you fix that?
I think the unfortunate reality is because it's so ingrained in you, you have to take a hard correct, like in the sense that you have to go far left,
Okay.
like to the extent where you need to now draw up the battle lines like your life depends on it.
Okay.
Because at the very worst, what happens is you draw them up, a lot of shit crumbles around you, but as it should, right? Because it's built on people pleasing. And then what happens is, as all the hectic stuff disappears, you start to find yourself a middle point where you can be comfortable doing the things you want to do without having to explain yourself and comfortable not doing the things you don't want to do.
Okay. So what I'm understanding from that is, right, you can, what I'm understanding is there's no balance, is what I'm hearing from what he said. If you're gonna take like a hard left, like he said, you're gonna lose some people, and that's the reality of it. Because some people are not, they're entitled. They're not used to you saying no. So basically what he just said is accept that you're gonna lose something once you set boundaries, of which is very true. That's the whole point of boundaries, to filter out all the things that you don't want in your life.
Mm.
So yeah.
I mean, speaking on boundaries, I remember asking someone a question the other day, which I thought was important, was do we put up boundaries to separate ourselves from the outside world or to clearly define who we are? And I think the right answer is both. Is you do it so that you know what is inside of you and you know what is outside of you.
Okay. That's a nice way to look at it. Here's how I look. It's the exact same thing, but here's how I look at it. So if somebody's gonna come into my life, the first thing that I'm always gonna do is pray. Right? So I'll pray about it and I'll say, and has always been the hardest prayer ever, because one thing about God,
He answers.
but he answers. You see, when you tell him to get rid of someone, he will. I've been asking God for money for a couple of years now. Still waiting. Anyways, but every time that I have prayed and I've said, listen, A, B, and C is now in my life. What is not for me, remove it. And he does, right? And in most cases, I've wanted that thing that I said, remove is. You understand? So that's how I understand what you just said now, that I'm gonna have to get where I want. I need to filter out this. This is not for me, it's not in my journey, it's not where I want to be. And that's the point of the boundaries. And for me to move on as a better person and learn, I need to put down those boundaries. So yeah, I don't know. I have a friend. It's not funny, friend, if you see this. So sorry.
You, friend.
You friend, so I have a friend who it was very difficult for her to set boundaries in her relationship. And she only recently started setting the boundaries. And obviously her boyfriend was like, hey, what do you think this is? He was like, I'm the boss, I'm the captain now, is what he said. Right. And it eventually led to their breakup. And for once, I saw someone who she wasn't like she lost something. She looked at it the same way I explained it. God has removed this thing like from my life. It was going to be a barrier at some point. So I think saying no is very important, guys. You can try, for if we're being very honest, you can try to be nice about it, but people usually can't take the nice way.
Mm.
And you just have to go left, like he said. You just have to be honest about it. So yeah.
I think this would be a good time for like our word of the day, which is autonomy, right? Autonomy being the ability to make your own decisions at your own time using your own will. And I think for this topic, it's a good word of the day in the sense that it's motivating. We're trying to motivate you to be comfortable. It's doing the things that you are happy doing and comfortable with not doing the things that you don't want to do, because that is autonomy. We're all given free will, and I think it would kind of be a waste of your free will to do everything but what you want to do.
Do you know what the word of the day just reminded me of? It reminded me of most Black families, right? Free will is what you spoke about. Most people in Black families don't have that free will. I have things that are expected of me, and I'm sick of it. I'm tired. I'm tired. It's grandpa, like, dude,
But it's too damn
what
bad.
is it on me? I'm exhausted, but because this is how I grew up, and I know that these things are expected of me. And only this year, when I started doing branching out into different things, right? The thing about Black families is when you're always home, they assume you're home for them. You understand? So it's like, hey, get up and go do this. Hey! And you can't say no because you also have that, yo, I'm at home, dude. It's not like I have anything to do, right? And like I said, when I started doing things this year, I felt bad. I felt so guilty that I was doing things that I wanted to do, things that made me happy, right?
How dare you?
How dare I?
How
You know, like they'd be like, girl, are you not at home? And I'm like, no,
Right.
why are you not at home? What's going on? I need you to collect my ticket. Like, how? I'm not home. Or they're like, are you at home? Go to check us. I'm sleeping. And it's okay. I'm sorry. It's okay to sleep. But at the same time, I'm not saying neglect whatever responsibilities you have. I'm just saying that you need to understand that it's okay if you're doing it for you. Like as time went, I realized I need this. Like I can only help so much. I can extend. The thing about most families is like, I'm gonna give you my pinky. You're gonna want the entire
The whole hand.
We can't do that. Like it's easier if you have people who are willing to listen, right? And you can still take a like soft approach with people who are willing to listen. And if they're not willing to listen, put your foot down. I wish I could give you other advice, but put your foot down. Be very serious, and hopefully it works out. And if you lose people, dude, it happens. You were born alone. You're gonna die unless you're a twin, and you're not born alone. But yeah, that's how I look at
Look who's being strict now, right? But hey,
exactly.
Again,
I'm learning. This is the point for me to learn.
we had to learn, Jim. And exactly. I think a huge part of saying no also comes with knowing yourself. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Jake. Mm-hmm. Because as soon as you know who you are, it becomes so much easier to know what you're not a part of. Exactly. And to step away from all of that. So if you're not sure how to start with the journey of saying no and you don't think hard correcting is for you, then find yourself. Find yourself as honestly and as quickly as you can, because that will make everything else work for you. And if that's also really difficult, pray. Say, God, say no for me. How about that? It's going to be a rough one, but. Yeah.
If you're not a Christian, hide it. I'm kidding. Yeah. I'm sorry.
If you're not a Christian, your options are limited to hard correct and find yourself. You might become a Buddhist monk, but hey, you still say no.
You'll say.
I mean,
you'll have boundaries.
A win is okay.
But this just, you know what we didn't speak about? We didn't speak about saying no to yourself. Sometimes you must say no. You're
wrong.
Hey, sometimes the things you want, you must learn to say no to yourself as well. Deny yourself for a few things. Like if you know that this is not going to help you, say no. You're not just actually it goes hand in hand. You're not just saying no to the other person, but you're saying no to yourself, right? Ngani, let's go drink.
You don't need that dopamine right now.
You have an exam tomorrow.
Yeah. They're gonna be asking you job questions in that job interview tomorrow.
You are drunk, you have a babalas. Yeah. You have a hangover.
You're gonna wake up, the world will still be spinning.
You know, saying no requires a lot of discipline. And a lot of people don't have discipline, right? And from what we've heard, as far as discipline is what it takes to, to succeed in life, So saying no to yourself is important. Sometimes you don't need the extra thing you think you need. You don't. Say no. Just learn. I think it starts small. Say no to yourself first, right? And then also, ungavumi ngawe. That's also saying no. Don't agree when people want to,
Never that, never me.
People want to take you for for a.
All right.
There we go. I almost said the other word. People are taking it for.
But Jane, when it comes to, I think, discipline, right? I think discipline is always like overstated, right? Yeah. In the sense that if you look at it from an objective standpoint, it's literally like you said, choose to say no to yourself, not on everything, but on some things. And I think the follow up to that with discipline is just do it. It's discipline always works if you start. If you can start,
Yeah.
then you can do it. Literally, even if you fail, if you start again,
Yeah.
you're doing it. You're currently doing
it.
Because that's discipline in and of itself.
Yeah.
The fact that you started, you failed, and you started again. So.
And you're learning.
And you're learning. And the more you start again and again and again, the easier it is to start, the longer you're going to go for. And the better you're going to be at saying no to yourself, in the outside world. Heck.
If you can do it the first time, then you can do it.
Oh, yeah.
Basically. Like, if you can say no to like one thing, you can do it. Like, you can't, as much as you don't want to lose people, I think that's the point of life, right? And I keep telling people that we're on earth to experience things. Can't get away from things. Can't get away from losing people. You know, you can postpone it, but setting boundaries, it's okay. You can. Those people were not meant to be there if they leave. When you set boundaries, you know what I mean. Those people. It just means those people are there for a certain thing or whatever they're using you for. I'm not saying your friends are using. I'm just saying, like, set some boundaries. And this is not. I'm not just telling you guys. I'm telling myself as well. It's something I also, struggle with. Like I said before, the whole point of the podcast is some of the things that we can all relate to, and saying no is it's a big thing for me. I struggle, even if it's at my downfall or whatever. But I think let's take this journey together, dude. Like, let's all set boundaries. We can say no. I can say no. Can I say no?
You know, I think a really,
Yes, I can. No kidding. Yeah.
I think a really good example, or rather, an interesting way of looking at it. If you're not someone who believes in like this whole, you can do it if you believe it yourself, and you're more of a logical, scientific person. This is the scientific way to look at it. Even in the universe, there's the theory of the great filter, right? Meaning there's certain conditions that life needs to meet for it to A, exist, and B, continue existing, right? And the unfortunate reality is if it doesn't fit within those boundaries, it ceases to exist or doesn't even come into being, right? Another theory is that, hey, we are either first or we are what's left, right? Which then tells you again, if we can't say no to the things that actively bring us to ruin, all we end up being is ashes. We're literally ruined because hundreds of years ago, they could have said no to how much CO2 we're putting into the atmosphere. Polar bears are running out of space. The viruses are defrosting from permafrost from thousands of years ago. We are reviving mammoths. We could have said no. No. And again, later on, it applies to every single aspect of life, be it politics, economics. Could have said no. And the best part to avoid could have is to say it.
Could have, should have.
Could have, should have. Scientifically, it doesn't matter. What did you do?
You didn't.
And how did it end up?
The point is you didn't.
And it didn't. Do you want to be that person? Do you want to be remembered like that?
He sounds like he's bullying you guys, and you know what he is. Do you want to be?
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. I'm currently now bullying you. Say no. And if you are saying no to me bullying you, you're on the right track. You're on the right track.
You are on the right track. Yeah. Maybe you guys do need bullying. Maybe I need bullying myself. Yes. I think I should have just had Kim in my life from like a long time. I would have known how to say no by now. I would have.
I needed to be bullied too. So then.
Okay, so we all need to be bullied.
No, I had to bully myself.
Did you?
Yeah, like in the mirror. Yeah, like every day. Like, I'm yeah, you see you, yeah? I want to be broke forever.
You idiot.
I was like, bruh, You idiot, right?
Yeah. Don't do the whole pity party thing.
Yeah, don't degrade yourself.
It doesn't. Yeah, even in bed, been there, done that. It doesn't really help. Yo, I still got my.
Yeah.
I'm still in bed. My friends are doing that.
Yeah.
Don't do the pity party thing. Get up. Like he said, bully yourself. Right? Because nobody else is gonna bully you. Just learn how to say no. Like I said, start with yourself, dude. And yeah.
Yeah. And if you really can't bring yourself to do it.
Okay. Right. So here's my hot take. Right. Like I said, I'm somebody who has always struggled with saying no. Or like I said, it's so difficult to put your foot down with some things, right? So then that then goes hand in hand with, I think, being the type of person you are. What I've struggled with over the years is I want to say no, but what if that's not who I am? Like, I know it's important to say no, right? But I can't give back. If you're going to give me a plate of whatever terrible thing you want to give me without swearing, right? I'm not made to give you back that same plate. Like, this is how I was created, and I can't say no, right? What then? Like, isn't it okay if that's who you are? Or really, we must learn to have boundaries? I don't know. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Like, what do you, what do you think? Is it okay if that's my person? But it's not a personality trait. Is not being able to say no. I don't think it's a personality trait. To be honest.
You know, some people call it adventurous. uh,
I guess, but like, how do I want to be the person who goes out of their way to help people. It makes me feel good. And as much as some people don't appreciate it and some people take advantage and it hurts and I'll sulk and I'll end of the day I'm like, but this is me. I've taken comfort over the years in knowing that this is unfortunately how I am programmed. I want to always be there, whether you're gonna hurt me, whether you are going to take advantage, whether I don't know. It's tricky. That's why it's also tricky for me to say no. But it is what it is, I guess. Oh wow, you guys can take advantage if you want to. You know.
don't take advantage, guys. um, it's again, it comes back to like who you define yourself as. If that's someone who you want to be, like not necessarily someone who's taking advantage of, but someone who doesn't change no matter what happens. Is I want to help people. I want to be there, and I don't care. Like you could be the worst person in the world, but if I want to be there for you, I'm gonna be there for you. Then that's who you are. It's a boundary you're drawing with the world to say I don't care like what it is you're going to throw at me. I'm not gonna change, and that in and of itself is saying no.
Okay, that is okay. I guess that is a boundary.
You're saying no to a change that doesn't agree with who you are.
Yeah, like I used to stress about it for the longest time, and then I started going to therapy, right? And I remember this one time my therapist was like, she has to the court gave her a rapist, right? And she doesn't have a choice but to actually provide therapy. And she wasn't okay about it, which is really funny because now we're in this session and I'm listening to her, right?
Who's paying who?
Oh, you know what I mean? Yeah. But anyways, the point is, she was like, it's so hard. And then the next session we had, she was like, you know what, Chelsea, I was being like I was in my like emotions. I was really overwhelmed with everything that was happening. But I didn't consider the fact that when I chose this profession, right? It I can't this is who I am. This is why I chose it. This is what I choose to go out there and do. Right. So I guess
you can't buy the pizza without the flour.
Yeah. Exactly. So I don't know. I guess it's up to you, man. If that's not the person you want to be, then that's also okay. Like, it's okay to reinvent yourself and become like a totally different person who knows how to set boundaries. Because at the end of the day, boundaries are important.
And who you are is subjective.
What he said. But yeah, that's all from my side, I think. Anything else?
I mean, to be honest, I think this was a very interesting conversation, very productive in the sense for those of you listening at home, also for myself, just to think about the things that I want to say no to, the things I may have not been saying no to. I mean, the number at which I need to stop these pints, but that's again, like I said, I can reinvent myself as many times as I want. There's no limit because it's your life. Free will is free.
Literally, it's
It's
free.
free. Like it's about the only thing that's actually free.
Exactly.
Because usually when something's free, you're the product. But in this case, you are the product and the buyer. So you get me. But if you were sitting at home and there's something you're struggling with, saying no to, something you were struggling with in general, or just like a wild story you want to share with us, you can head over to Part of Work's Instagram page. We have a Not Gonna Lie link up there. You can also email us directly at partofwork@gmail.com, and we will hopefully make an episode in which we go through your guys' requests, your stories, maybe even your devious intentions. But I need to tell you this in advance, please. If you're going to send us something that has intent to harm,
Yeah.
or you're planning to do a crime, I'm going to commit various crimes. If that is you,
Do not include us.
and you send it to us, we are legally obligated to report you.
I'm just saying, don't involve us.
You're legally obligated. We've got private pages. Why are you sending it to the business page?
Don't involve us.
Yeah, say no to jail. Like, come on.
It's a safe space, but don't.
Yeah, say no to jail, say no to crime.
Yeah.
I mean, right? The only good advice I can give you on this public platform is saying no is good. Saying yes is good, but it is all subjective.
Exactly.
If it works for you, it works for you. And the best part about it is it's free and it helps you stay true to yourself. And if that's not something you want, get help. But that's been me. My name is Kim.
And I'm Chelsea SK. And yeah, thanks for listening. If you made it this far, I hope you made it. You better have made it this far. Yeah. Okay.
And it's a lot of effort.
And since you're already here, you might as well like, comment,
subscribe,
all that stuff. Share.
Oh, share.
Share.
Oh my goodness! If you're seeing us like on like some platform where they have a repost up, repost. It's free. It's also free.
And a comment is gonna take you 2 seconds.
Yeah, like I mean, a comment you can literally just say this guy and then just leave.
Or you can say no.
Yeah, comment no. You know what? This is how I will know how many of you got to the end.
Exactly.
If you're on YouTube, just type a comment there. Say no.
Say no.
Say no. And if you're not typing the comment because you're saying no, I'm proud of you, but type it. What? Why? Please ask. Pause. Okay. Play.
Yeah.
But yeah, this has been great.
This has been fun. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Same time next week.
We're gonna go grab a pint.
Maybe 2.
Maybe 3.
Maybe 1. No.
We could say that.
5.
No.